Hello guys, Linker here with your new patch summary on the test server 1.55. Just dropped a couple hours ago and there's a lot in it, so let's get started. There's so much good in this one. They're starting off strong, giving us Heroes of Hesperia. For those of you that don't remember it, it's back. That's the event where you compete with other players with complete martial ratings at PvP. Yours truly got first place, and on top of that, you need to set up 7 teams in the very top ranks, meaning the attacker has a huge advantage. Because of that, beginning players can score very high with the right strategy. This one is really strategic. I like how it dives deep into PvP, and everybody can compete to pretty high success. There's also new Voyage, Nobody Cares, Trials with God, alongside a new artifact, so we need to talk about that. Now you might be thinking, Linker, there's already 5 class artifacts for all classes, and you'd be absolutely right. Whisper of Resilience will be the second tank artifact to Barricade. This is a very interesting precedent, meaning we'll see a meta of the game where you have many different artifacts for each class to play with, have different synergies to play around with them. I like it, it's complicated. New players might actually find that a little confusing, but for me, because you unlock it at 3130, which meaning halfway through the stage, some of you might not be able to unlock it because they're not past 31.4, but for the endgame players, it's gonna make the game more rich, more unique. I absolutely like that, so get ready. They're also adding more endgame, chapter 39, King's Tower up to floor 800. This is going to be pretty interesting. The thing with that is the nerfs in this case are only to chapter 38 and later King's Tower stages, not impacting the most of us. I'm curious if you'll add furniture, making campaigns Scrag impossible to beat, but that's beside the point. We'll just have to wait and see. There's also Legends Championship Spar. Now, it's an awesome quality of life feature for those of us who used to do tests for Legends Championship. This is the very top of PvP. It works a little differently because your heroes carry on from each fight, making it a little more difficult to test if you just have the normal sparring. Most of you probably don't care about this, I get it, but there's like 5% of you that heard this and just got absolutely hyped, so those of you that like it, have fun. And then there's an actual quality of life feature in Collect All button edit in many modes. That's a real change, some frames changes, and now we're on to the interesting part. I was kind of speedrunning to get here. There's so many hero changes. So many. I just dropped the tier list and this comes. Would you believe that? Antandra rework, so that's the one we knew about. We were looking forward to that. She's a self-healing carry with spear throw. I'm looking forward to see where that takes her. We could very well be dealing with a second Isold on our hands over here, or it'll be completely meaningless. I think it's hard to balance heroes like these without either doing nothing or completely breaking them, and I'll be looking forward to see the Antandra changes when they come to life. There's many of these that don't tell you what they do, but I still will speculate with you what's gonna happen with them. For example, Mazat. So Mazat, what they did, they're changing his Devour. They already reworked the guy and now they're probably buffing him yet again. For those of you that don't know, Mazat furniture isn't the best thing out there with the amount of sin immunity that he has, so any changes, that's likely another buff, making this utility tank even stronger than before. This is mostly meaningful in PvP. Now for Fawell. I think Lilith just listened to White Sushi. He made a whole post about it. The slow into the stun isn't enough, and if I know anything, this isn't a nerf because Lilith doesn't do nerf. The guy just slightly fell in viability and I was okay with it. Hot take, I was fine with Fawell dropping a little bit, you know? He's mad strong. It's okay for him to be just a comfortable support and not just a carry on his own and all of that. I even made that video, Fawell overview, check it out, but no, the devs beg to differ on that, so he's probably going to be mad strong again. As for Athalia, the normal attack mistranslated piece of furniture reworked has many possibilities. Because she has her own scaling, this is probably not going to make or break PvE entirely, but in PvP, this is another big changer to the meta, making her stronger in the invade, slightly debuffing burst. Also, another character that hates Athalia is Irons, so the meta kind of revolves around any changes, which we've been waiting to see with all the recent changes making her slightly less viable of a counter. She's the very definition of a counter hero and we'll be looking forward to see what she does now. And as for her counterpart, they also touched my precious damage mitigating Aziz. This can be one of 3 things. Either they double down on making him a tank, which will make him very prominent, or they give him some form of CC. This is by far the strongest option, like imagine Fawell with a Tassie banish or something. Lastly, they can maybe even do something about damage, which will be terrible, not for the hero identity and what he does whatsoever. Please don't do that. Looking to see that as it comes to life. Now, Odin. Odin's one I don't get. Why did they change that? It's weird to me. The furniture for Odin, for those of you that don't know, give a big scaling boost to him and his strongest ally. It was a niche completely changing the identity of a hero, making him a buffer. Now it's going to work differently. As y'all probably know, Lilith doesn't do nerfs, and he already isn't bad as we talked about, so this probably means competition with some of the other top Graveborns and the top ranks now. Now, if Odin makes no sense, Lucretia makes even less no sense. Lucretia is strong. And what on earth, they buff her again. This buff, it means two things, but we know what it does. First, more attack bonus on her signature item. Well, I understand how it only has attack, HP, and crit. You guys gotta be kidding me. Any sane person who played Lucretia in the endgame knows she doesn't even need more attack. And it's not just that, with pretty words over here, I don't know if you guys see this, as a content creator, I actually have special content creator glasses. I hope you guys get these sometime, they're really good. So if you read this with the content creator glasses, what you can see is they made her mitigations completely broken. Now, they're saying this with pretty words, but the idea is they're telling you the ability reducing enemy damage applies when the ability takes effect. This means it lasts more time, so she's gonna take less damage, more time. Absolutely insane in terms of Lucretia. Lastly, there's Joker. They made knockdown a CC. That's interesting because CC immune heroes did not get knocked down before this, past the code game, so I'm not sure how the ability worked, but it's definitely still very clunky. I sometimes see it proccing on one enemy hero sometimes. Maybe it's mistranslated, I don't even know. Either way, it's a meaningful change for him to have more flexibility, but it's not a huge shift in what he does, so he'll probably remain around the same place. And for now, I hope you guys like this patch. Thank you for all the support recently. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I've been Linker. Peace.